Alright, guys, it is time for a story time of how I ended up not once but twice going after my man's toys. The first time, we weren't even a thing yet. This was our literal first true hangout together. So, let's start at the beginning. The first one I had to go after is this Honda 300. Alright, so with the Honda 300, we were all riding trails. Me and him were on his Raptor 700. I was on the back, like a crazy person. And one of his friends was on his Honda 300. This is our first night actually truly hanging out. We've been slightly texting, but this is our first time, like, hanging out together. Like, what? Anyways, he tells her, hey, if you have any troubles, we don't have brakes on this, so you have to put it in reverse to stop. She's like, okay, I got that. And I'm like, what? He's like, Honda Life, it's fine. He's like, I don't know of any 300s with brakes. And for him, that's a very valid statement because he had several that didn't have brakes. Anyways, so we're all zooming around the trails, and it rained a lot the previous week, so a good chunk of the trails by the river had been eaten away. Specifically one that had like at least a 10, maybe 15 foot drop off, and she just sent, like, didn't realize it and just launched it into the river. We didn't know that yet. We just kept going, zooming around, and we're like, wait, where's her at? Okay, so we turned around, get back. We're like, I don't see anybody. Where is she at? And there's a whole group of us, and we're all trying to figure out. Then we see a light bar coming from the river, and she is yelling for help, but we couldn't hear her. We get close to it, we're like, oh crap, that's a four-wheeler, that's somebody in there. And I'm like, oh crap, that's his four-wheeler. And she's like, shaking, and he's like, you need to get my crap out of the river before you get out of it. I can't, is what she said over and over again. And it was just him saying, you need to get my stuff out. Like, I didn't do it, you did it, get it out. I got tired of that back and forth. So I stripped down, jumped in the water, and it's freezing cold, by the way, because we are in the middle of December. We are all wearing our heavy coats, our bibs, boots, all of it. Like, it is cold. So cold at the time. So anyways, I jump in because I'm over this back and forth bickering that's clearly not going to get the four-wheeler out of the dang water. And this was like probably a 30-minute process. So we finally get it around the sandbar where we could actually get it out. Because mind you, this is at least 15-foot drop-off that we are fighting around it. So that is the first time that I have went after one of my man's toys, and he wasn't even my man then. First time. So then, now let's fast forward to this previous April, I believe, actually, when this happened. So that is our Polaris Ranger Trail Boss Edition. And we called it my Momobile. It had 6 seats, so I could fit me and my kiddos in it perfectly. Our uncle that lives with us, he is 72 years old. It, again, rained recently. Goes off into the creek that we used to go feed the cows. Goes off into it. And the previous weekend, we'd been playing in the mud. And he'd just been, anyways, he'd been having a blast. Well, he said he goes off into it, and boop, there he went, swept down the creek. Somehow, I don't even know how, it's him and his dog, he manages to get out, and his dog bails out too, and they both safely get out, and I have a picture somewhere of him standing on top of the roof, and I don't know how it managed to work, but his phone managed to work enough to get a phone call to my husband. And so, here we go. Anyways, so then we're like, what the crap? And I have footage from that day of us getting this out. So, here we are again, fast forward. I'm like, oh, man, why am I always getting your stuff out? And we always giggle about it. But anyways, so this time, though, we have the North Star. So, I have all my stuff, and it's freezing cold again. So, maybe it was March right after. No, it was in March, because the previous week it had snowed. welcome to Oklahoma. The weather's crazy. Previous week, I have pictures of the snow. So it was just a crazy thing to me. Anyways, so I'm like, I know it's cold. I was like, I'll volunteer to go get it because somebody's going to do the winching. And like, there's a whole process to it. And I have video footage of that and I'll upload that soon. So I, once again, volunteer myself to go get his stuff. But this time I'm more prepared because I made sure I had extra clothes, some socks, everything I needed to go get it. And that was another 30-minute long process. And it sucked too because there was a really good current and I suck at swimming. Absolutely suck at swimming. How I managed to do this is beyond me. But I literally was like, oh crap, here we go. And I'm like, if I get up and get through it and we get it all winched up, and I'll post the videos as soon as I get it to load right and upload it. It's a 16-minute long video, so this app won't let me do it, but the Red Play Button app, you can check that out there. But yeah, so those are the stories of how I ended up, not once, but twice, going after my man's stuff in a river and a creek in freezing cold water. Crazy to me. But anyways, what's y'all's crazy stories?